Welcome, everybody who has logged in to join us this evening. We have got people from all across Australia. I just saw Julie say to Geraldine how wonderful it is to have everybody join us from everywhere. So it's so good to see you. So happy to have you here. My name is Jacinta Parsons. I'm going to be your MC for this evening, for this TFN First, a virtual live crowdfunding event in support of the LGBTQI+ community. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of country throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters and culture. We pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Now, we all know that not everything goes smoothly in this virtual environment. So I thank you in advance for your patience. Well, if we have any delays or surprises or something, I stop mid robot dance and we will make sure that we do whatever we can to get back up and running quickly. If the video or sound isn't working perfectly for you, hit refresh or log out and back in, and hopefully that will sort it out. Now, tonight's event has been made possible by our event partners Give Out, Macquarie Group Foundation, Clayton Utes and Canva. We're so happy to be partnering with you on another fantastic event. As a global first, a sister TFN Give Out event took place in London last night, also in support of LGBTQI+ causes and generously supported by Macquarie Group. And I believe it raised £23,500. So I don't know how we do the maths on that, but that sounds like a lot of money. So let's see what we can do this evening. Tonight also marks TFN's final flagship event for 2020. And we are delighted to report that since our virtual pilot in April, TFN has now raised almost $1.3 million through virtual events during COVID. And that just speaks to what a community we are, and that at this point when things are as tough as they are, that we are sticking together and ensuring that organisations that need our support will get our support. A huge thank you to each of you for your support over the last few months. And tonight is a giving event, and I assure you your donations, big or small or medium or massive, will make such a massive difference to the rainbow community, one of the most underfunded areas in the non-profit sector. To kick off the evening, I'd like to welcome globally renowned LGBTQI+ advocate Holly Ransom to say a few words. Holly has been named one of Australia's 100 most influential women by the Australian Financial Review and is widely recognised as one of the world's top female keynote speakers. She's delivered a peace charter to the Dalai Lama, interviewed Barack Obama on stage, was Sir Richard Branson's nominee for Wired magazine's Smart List of Future Game Changers to watch in 2017, and was awarded the US Embassy's Eleanor Roosevelt Award for Leadership Excellence in 2019. Holly is also chair of Pride Cup Australia, and so we are enormously excited to welcome Holly this evening. Thanks, Holly.
Thank you for a very generous introduction. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. Welcome one and all to this fantastic event. And just echoing what Jacinta said opening, I just want to give credit where it's due to the funding network. What a phenomenal digital pivot during this pandemic. It's a credit to you that you've been able to assist Australians with being so generous to so many community organisations. And I'm just thrilled that you've adapted this new crowdfunding capability and directed it towards raising money for 3 incredible organisations who are doing such fantastic work. We're going to meet them tonight to support the rainbow community right throughout Australia. So I wanted to start tonight by acknowledging, firstly, we're on the eve of a really exciting day. Tomorrow is Give Out Day, which is a day devoted to fundraising for the LGBTIQ+ community. I encourage you to be as generous as you can tonight and to extend that generosity into tomorrow. I think there's no challenge greater than trying to beat the Brits. So let's see if we can absolutely take that fundraising total that they accumulated overnight and beat it and then some. Show them how to do it down under. But I wanted to start tonight by kicking off on why nights like tonight matter. And I think for me, and each and every one of us joining will have a different reason for this, but for me, it's because visibility of LGBTIQ plus Australians and the viability of the organisations that support them are absolutely critical. As a member of one of the 11% of Australians who identify as being a part of the rainbow community, I can speak personally to just how important visibility is to belonging, to acceptance, to well-being, and to happiness. And it's interesting, I was reading a report only last week that came out of the Gina Davis Institute that looks at representation in the media, and less than 1% of characters in our advertising are LGBTIQ+, less than 2% of characters in movies. We have so much more work to do to make sure that this community can see themselves in leadership roles, in society, in every way, shape and form. And nights like this go a long way to helping that happen. The second thing for me is viability. Jacinta mentioned in her introduction, I've recently stepped into the role as chair of Pride Cup Australia, and I've been really alarmed to find out just how extraordinarily underfunded this sector is. They estimate that only 0.4% of Australian philanthropy goes to LGBTIQ plus specific causes, and about 93% of that was related to the Marriage Equality Campaign. So we need to boost those coffers big time. And I encourage you to go on the Give Out Day website, read that piece of research that was done with the support of the Our Community organisation, because it doesn't just extend to philanthropy, it's government grants, you name it. We've really got to do what we can to improve the level of funding that this sector gets. I think it's alarming, and one of the reasons that nights like tonight are critically important, that most organisations that are serving this community run on less than $10,000. So imagine the difference we can make with the dollars that can be raised tonight and that can be raised as a part of Give Out Day. And we also know that the community this is supporting do present with high rates of homelessness and mental health and a raft of challenges. So the support is absolutely critical. But other than beyond all of that, I think the thing that's really hit home for me over the course of the last week is being in conversations with 3 young people under the age of 30 who are going through their own respective journeys, coming to terms with their sexual orientation and their gender identification, and who are trying to find acceptance in themselves and acceptance within their families and communities. And on multiple occasions, I've been brought to tears. And it's made me appreciate just how important organisations like the ones that we're supporting tonight are, that in those moments, people have organisations that can wrap their arms around them and not just tell them it's okay, but help them to make sure that they're okay. And so I just really want to encourage everyone, if I can be so bold as to give 2 calls to action to kick off tonight. One is, can each and every one of us do something to inject, or I guess give visibility and injection, a shot in the arm, boost it? Can you share on social media that tonight's happening? Can you tell the stories of the organisations we're going to meet? Can you raise awareness to Give Out Day and encourage people in your network to be a part of raising money, be a part of supporting causes like this? Also, share the research. I don't think it's one of those things you can read and walk past. And I think too many people would not appreciate the challenges the rainbow community face, but also just how dramatic the underfunding is. The second thing, if you can give as generously as you can, that would be phenomenal. And if you can encourage the generosity of others, even better. This extends to family and friends, but also asking questions of your organisation, like, is there an organisation that represents or supports the LGBTIQ plus Australian community that's a part of our corporate social responsibility? Is this something we could look into and consider in the future? So I hope tonight, above all, that we can throw a pot of gold under the rainbow, and that we can send a message to all Australians that it's our differences that not only make us beautiful, but it's what allows our communities and our country to thrive. I'll hand back to you, Jacinta, and have a wonderful evening, everyone.
I'm pumped. Holly, you are very good. So many wonderful things said then by Holly, so many important calls to action, of which I think the most phenomenal was let's beat the Brits. I think that was very compelling. Holly, thank you so much. This is such an incredibly important space. Let's see what we can do to support the LGBTQI plus community tonight. So let's get right into it, shall we? Tonight, you'll be hearing from 3 organizations with programs that focus on alleviating disadvantage and exclusion for the rainbow community. These presenters will be telling you about their organizations and then asking you for their support. Each presenter will have 5 minutes to share their story, and then they're going to answer your questions. You'll see down at the bottom of my screen here an Ask a Question section, and you can vote on your favorite question or you can ask one. And we really love it when you get involved. It's also incredible to see your wonderful messages on the chat box as well. And a lot of our presenters will read them afterwards. So any encouragement and support as we're going along is just a really lovely way to start the night. If you'd prefer to hide the chat though while the presenters are speaking, you can click on the arrow to the top right of the chat box, and then to bring it back up, you just need to click on the text box at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. After we've heard from all 3 presenters, we're going to facilitate live pledging through the chat room. It's just a excitement that happens in a chat box over there. I'm going to do my best to keep up and call at your pledges as they appear. And again, I'm going to give you more instructions when we get to that part of the program. So let's meet our first presenter. Rainbow Families provides support and resources for LGBTQ+ families and prospective parents, particularly those that are feeling isolated because of social pressures, financial difficulty, or where they live. Please welcome Executive Director Ashley Scott to tell us more. Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks, Jacinta. Consider a new lesbian mum. Let's call her Anna. Anna is overjoyed with her dream of having a baby finally being a reality. For many people in our community, it's not a straightforward journey to becoming a parent. But this tiny baby is everything Anna and her wife have worked towards for the past few years. The baby is 3 months old now, and reality has kicked in. The cute, sleepy newborn phase is over, and the visits from friends have dried up. Anna is stuck at home all day, waking up every 4 hours to feed the baby. Anna's wife is back at work, and the days are long. Anna and her wife are the first of their group of friends to have a child, and although their friends have been supportive, they don't really know what a new parent needs. For many LGBTQ+ people, their biological family does not accept them, and in this case, the baby hasn't met its grandparents. Many members of rainbow families are hesitant to connect with traditional new parents groups for fear of discrimination or not being accepted. But that doesn't matter at the moment because thanks to COVID, traditional new parents groups aren't running. Research shows that members of the LGBTQ+ community have higher rates of mental health issues when compared with the broader community. And this extends to postnatal depression for Anna. Usually, Anna would be able to join our new parents group, come along to playgroup, one of our weekend catch-ups, or join one of our parenting classes. But due to COVID, all of these programs are hibernating. There are hundreds of people across Australia just like Anna, not quite coping with parenthood. To support these parents, we're about to launch a groundbreaking peer support program for new parents in our community. We will match new parents with active members of the Rainbow Families community who have been there and done that. Rainbow Buddies will be there to offer advice on things like what to do on Father's Day if your child doesn't have a dad, and to share their experience of what they did the first time someone asked that awful question of, which one's the real mum? It's a horrible question that most people do get asked. More than anything, our peer support program will set up a regular check-in for isolated parents struggling with life and trying to navigate parenthood as a member of a marginalised minority group. In keeping with the theme of the program, we've decided co-creation is the best way to ensure success. We will start with a community consultation to find out exactly what the community needs. We'll then use this to develop a program that meets everyone's needs. We know for this to have a positive impact on new parents and their buddies, we need to develop a rigorous training package, as well as putting in place structure to ensure our child protection policy is adhered to, and of course check-in points with the participants and a detailed evaluation of the program. Our peer support program will enable us to help regional and rural families who so often are forgotten by the wider LGBTQ+ community, not to mention falling through the cracks of mainstream services. We'll match people who live in the same area or have the same family structure, or not, depending on the requests of the participants. The program will be flexible enough to cope with whatever changes COVID throws at us. Families will be able to connect face-to-face when restrictions allow, or virtually if required. This will also help with the initial connection between rainbow buddies as they get to know each other. Peer support programs are proven to work in many other communities, and we're excited to introduce this successful model to new LGBTQ+ parents. For many rainbow families, our peer support program will be an introduction to the community and a source of friendship. For some, though, it will be a lifeline, helping to create happy, connected, well-supported, confident parents with improved mental health outcomes. But we need your help to be able to make this positive change. We're here today with the goal of raising $30,000. $30,000 will give us a comprehensively developed program to offer to the community, as well as a part-time coordinator for 12 months. This will allow us to support 150 new parents across New South Wales, parents just like Anna. But wait, there's more. Together, we can take this national. For an additional $10,000, we can take our peer support program national and support an additional 150 families right across the country. When you consider the positive impact a happy, healthy new parent is on their family, and the satisfaction of their buddies and their families will receive of the overall program is around 1,000 people that will be positively impacted. There has never been a bigger need in our growing community for a program like this. $40,000 will set families like Anna's up for the best start possible. Thank you.
As always, no, thank you, Ashley. You'll see so much excitement for rainbow families coming through. What a great initiative. Lots of comments. You'll have to read them when you get an opportunity after we've done. But if you have a question, please pop it into our Ask a Question section, because we have an opportunity to find out from Ashley some more information before we pledge our support. I've got one, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
How do you work out if a match is not working and a buddy and a family don't quite work out? What do you do in that case?
So part of the program we will develop is regular check-ins, and so we'll check in after the first meeting. We'll check in again at the end of the first month, and again at 3 months. And we hope that will give the opportunity for people to say, "Oh, this isn't quite working," because I don't know about you, but I don't like everyone in the world. And you may not like the person you're buddied up with. And we really want this to be successful. And so by having those regular check-ins and those opportunities for people to say, "Oh, this isn't quite working for me," we'll be able to rematch people to ensure that everyone has a successful, positive experience with the program.
A really interesting question here, I guess, because families start at all sorts of times. Do you support couples trying to get pregnant?
So we do. We traditionally run a seminar that we call the Making Rainbow Family Seminar. And it's a day that we bring together IVF clinics, fostering and adoption agencies, legal experts, surrogacy people. We also have, the end of the day, a panel of parents and their children. So it's a very long day. There's a lot of information, and it's really nice to finish on a high where people get a chance to ask, the teenage kids that have got same-sex parents or queer parents, the questions that they really want to know about, what their child might end up feeling or experiencing. And it's a really wonderful day full of hope and anticipation. that I really enjoy being part of. So we support prospective parents, and then they come through and they join our antenatal class and the new parents group and the play group, and they become really active members of the community, which is really wonderful.
That's so much fun. A question here that's got a lot of votes and support is, how do you find the families you support and how many are waiting?
So we're at the beginning stages of the project. We're developing it still. We have a really active community though. We've got 2,500 people on Facebook in a closed group that is a wonderful, welcoming, supportive community. And people ask questions like, I'm thinking of moving to this suburb, what's the local school like? Or has anyone got an inclusive doctor they can suggest in such and such an area? And I'm confident that with the wonderful community that we have built over the last 5 years of Rainbow Families, that we will have enough parents put their hand up and say, I really want to be involved in that project.
This one's just a really lovely question. How do you become a buddy? My wife and I have a 15-year-old boy and have been through a lot to get to this point. Happy to consider being a buddy. So awesome. Is it just this word of mouth?
So we will certainly, once we're ready to launch, we'll go out with blog posts and newsletters and social media posts. People won't be able to not know about this project within the community, because we want as many people as possible to be involved. And you know, if it ends up being 600 people that want to get involved, then that's amazing. There's
wonderful. Ashley, it's been so nice to meet you tonight. Good luck. It's exciting, and we wish you luck in all your work.
Thanks, Jacinta.
Fantastic. Our second organisation pitching tonight, Transgender Victoria, works to achieve inclusive service provision for trans and gender diverse people and their families through advocacy, training and resource development. Here to tell us more is educator and media representative, Sally Goldner.
Thank you so much, and a huge pleasure to be with everyone. Well, tonight here in where I am, on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. And I'm wondering if you knew that we are including myself on this video conference tonight in a way, partially thanks to the genius of a trans woman, Lynn Conway. Lynn made a major breakthrough, putting this in plain language for not so IT geeky people like me, regarding multiprocessing in supercomputers in the late 1960s. This moved computing from those computers that are the size of the room I'm in now to the size of the laptop I'm looking at now. And in a way, that breakthrough allowed us to use internet for tonight rather than that 1960s means of communication, telegrams, which I doubt would have worked as well as video conferencing. What an amazing piece of creative genius that deserves huge total of commendation and acclaim. IBM's response when Lynn announced her need to be her authentic self, re her gender, IBM fired her. Sadly, these extreme paradoxes of genius being met with abuse are all too common for trans and gender diverse people, a group of human beings simply wanting to just live and achieve our potential like all other human beings. Whether it's in areas relating to employment, like Lynn, areas of service provision, including healthcare, housing, aged care, these situations can and do put up really high hurdles that even stop us or limit us achieving our potential. Transgender Victoria has, for over 20 years, and we missed a birthday party in lockdown here, earned the trust of trans and gender diverse communities in Victoria and our allies while blasting away those barriers that have been put in our paths and creating freeways for a smoother journey through life for trans and gender diverse people. In Victoria, we've been pioneering leaders. Federally, we have been and are partners in policy and law reforms such as discrimination protection, birth certificate and passport reforms. The latter meant that a trans person who wrote to us and told us about how she could now travel safely and comfortably back to her country of origin to see her family again. You know, something she never thought that might happen. Our trans and gender diverse and rainbow diversity training has had human resources professionals of 20 years experience happily proclaiming it is the most informative and professionally presented training they have ever undertaken. There is praise for the puns and sense of humour of the trainers, although perhaps less praise than for the content and delivery of the training itself. Our consultancy work creates go-to resources, including guidelines, making it really easy for an employer to partner with an employee affirming their authentic gender in a workplace. Our trans and gender diverse people and health professionals are grateful to Transgender Victoria's visibility and fast responses when needing referrals to inclusive services. Our trailblazing family violence prevention project, We Deserve, created resources to clearly demonstrate diverse forms of affirming and positive and respectful relationships for trans and gender diverse people. Our current partnership with the Victorian Department of Premier and Cabinet to tap into Trans Genius via the Trans Peer Support Project will see programs created by trans and gender diverse people for trans and gender diverse people. This will boost both the self-esteem of the creators and the recipients of the programs, both in the short and the long term. The amazing length, depth and breadth of our initiatives shows in all certainty we are involved in all areas of trans and gender diverse life in Victoria and sometimes beyond. So with your support in our aim of $36,000, for example, with $1,200, we could run a training session monthly for an organisation, for an individual or organisations who would not otherwise be able to attend due to financial constraints, thereby creating more inclusive services and inclusive employers. $6,000 could help us market that training for a year. Alternatively, $7,500 can help us support our dedicated people, both paid staff and volunteers, by paying for a part-time human resources consultants. That's a gap that really needs filling regarding our current infrastructure. So please work with us in partnership, and that is in our efforts to create smoother pathways for trans and gender diverse people. And who knows, it might just contribute to creating more genius in IT, including resolving issues with Australia's NBN. All right, no one can really fix all of that. But seriously, we'll gladly settle for your partnering with us to assist in smoothing the freeway for one more Lynn Conway.
So many promises made to fix the NBN. Sally, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. If you have a question, you know where to ask it down in the Ask a Question section. Sally, I'm really interested with your work with Transgender Victoria and how much you've seen a shift when you've been going in to do those training modules in workplaces or organisations around, you know, understanding, I guess, and support for transgender people in our community.
It has shifted over time. Someone myself who has been, I'll say, out for 25 years, but doing that sort of education and communication for most of it. When, say, in 2000, early 2000s, we first started doing this, often no one would have met a trans person at all, including, say, people from gay and lesbian communities. And now, you know, sort of increasingly, we get people saying they've met trans people, worked with trans clients, or sometimes we ask, you know, is your knowledge of trans less than gay and lesbian or more? And one time we had someone put their hand up comfortably and say, yes, I know more about trans because I'm the parent of a trans young person, which was so heartwarming. So it's shifting and the ripples are spreading. We just naturally want to keep them spreading further and smoothly and faster, I suppose. Yeah.
Wonderful. Question here from Anna. How many people identify as trans or gender diverse in Victoria, and even the question is Australia as well?
Yeah, I'll take that figure for Australia because based on a survey that emerged a few years ago, that figure put a conservative figure of 1.2% of the population. So roughly, if we're talking Australia, I'll I'll do some maths in my head based on my original accounting background and say 250,000 people. I can do maths in my head. I'll never make federal treasurer. No, I didn't say that. But seriously, my question, which I do say, is where are they all? I haven't met them all, and that shows why there is such a huge need for us. That isolation is still there for so many trans people, particularly in the more, say, sparsely populated areas of Victoria and Australia, where there's less connection and, well, in all seriousness, often less internet access and that sort of thing. So really, really important that we can reach more and get the visibility for trans people of all intersecting backgrounds going.
One more question before we let you go. This one has come through from Alexander, who says, how do young people get involved with Transgender Victoria, particularly in an advocacy capacity?
They can contact us via our website at tgv.org.au, not to be confused with the French fast rail organisation of the same letters. And our fabulous volunteer and development coordinator, Darcy, they, them, who just loves to meet people, will set up an interview, find out what skills they have, what they're interested in developing, including advocacy and whatever capacity it is. And we go from there. So, yeah, hop onto our website and contact us if you're interested in being involved in any way.
Are you able to answer all those railway questions that come to you instead of going to the...
Not the railway ones, but I have to say the number of times where Transgender Victoria has had someone contact us and say, hi, I'm in Vancouver, and it's the other Victoria, which is a very nice place in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. We can't quite help as much there, even in this day and age of internet.
It's been so nice to hear from you tonight, and you'll see so many wonderful messages on the side there supporting your presentation and the work that you do. Thank you very much, Sally.
Thank you so much. And yeah, well, look, I can't help Andrea with a ticket from Paris to Lyon, but maybe Melbourne to Ballarat might have to somehow suffice.
Wonderful. And good luck tonight. We're very excited. Now, okay, we're up to our third speaker tonight, founder of LGBTI Domestic Violence Awareness Day, which advocates and supports the empowerment of LGBTQI+ victims and survivors of domestic violence. Please welcome Ben Bjarnesen to the screen. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks very much, Jacinta. Sorry, it took a little moment to load. So I'm a big 6'3" police officer. Most people wouldn't really look at me and think that I could be a victim of domestic violence. I didn't think I could be either, yet here I am as proof that domestic violence can happen to anyone. I always had this nagging doubt that what I was experiencing was abuse. I thought, could I be a victim of abuse? Was I being too sensitive? Or is this what it's like to be in a same-sex relationship? I felt ashamed, I felt invisible, and I felt stupid that I'd ended up in this position. But I now know that domestic violence can happen to anyone. Doesn't matter what your job is, how much money you earn, your sexuality, gender identity, religion, or cultural background. Domestic violence is here and it's harming our very own LGBTQ friends, family members, and work colleagues every day. As many as 1 in 2 LGBTQ people will be in a violent or abusive relationship at some time in their life. 1 in 2. That's nearly 1.5 million Australians. Yet despite these incredibly alarming figures, there is still a huge lack of awareness about this issue. For me, I felt helpless. I had no idea what to do or where to go for support. I really just sort of fumbled through on my own. Domestic violence in LGBTQ relationships is commonly not identified or seen as abuse, and there is an enormous gap in support services that are available. LGBTQ people are the invisible victims of domestic violence who are too often overlooked when it comes to prevention initiatives, support services, and awareness campaigns. This means they may not even realise that domestic violence can affect them in their relationships. As a result, they don't get the support that they need, and they remain at a higher risk of abuse and harm. Even more alarmingly, only 1 in 20 victims actually reports abuse or violence to police. I know that I was ashamed to talk to anyone about it. I thought I'd be judged, and I wasn't sure if I'd be believed or taken seriously. We need to shine a light on domestic violence in LGBTQ communities and challenge our beliefs and the way that we talk about it, so that LGBTQ people know that their experiences are valid and real. They need to know that they are not alone. That's where the LGBTQ Domestic Violence Awareness Foundation comes in. With an urgent need for more education and awareness of domestic violence in LGBTQ communities, and very little being done about it, we established the LGBTI Domestic Violence Awareness Day as part of the National Domestic Violence Prevention Month in May 2020. This event shone a light on LGBTQ experiences of domestic violence and abuse across Australia. With only a couple of months to prepare, we garnered support from the Prime Minister of Australia, Scott Morrison, former Governor-General Dame Quinton Bryce, the Governors of Queensland, Western Australia and Tasmania, along with a number of other high-profile figures. We demonstrated the need for everyone to have equal access to safe and inclusive support. It was a huge success. We had a social media reach of over 500,000 in a period of 2 weeks, and were contacted by support services and police across Australia who now know that they need to do more to be accessible to LGBTQ communities. But we still have more to do. We need to reach every LGBTQ person in our community and let them know that they are not immune from the impacts of domestic violence, that there is support available and that we have a chance to do something about it. $30,000 or more will allow us to expand our campaign nationally and educate people beyond the annual Awareness Day. This investment will allow us to reach millions of people on our social media platforms. Your pledge will enable our foundation to develop and distribute specific resources on the complexities of domestic violence in LGBTQ communities, educating victims and upskilling the friends, families, workplaces and communities to identify, respond and support these invisible victims, to let them know how they can make a difference. It will also allow us to partner with mainstream DV service providers who aren't currently equipped to support LGBTQ victims. Too many of them are unaware of the unique tactics of abuse or about the specific needs of LGBTQ victims, just as I experienced myself. With your generous support and the support of our community, we can ensure that there are no invisible victims in the future and that everyone, no matter what their sexuality or gender identity is, can feel seen, believed, supported, and be given hope. Your support of the foundation will change people's lives and it may even save some.
Ben, so much love and appreciation for the sharing of your story. You, again, are going to have to go through the messages that have been left for you after hearing your incredible presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There's questions already coming through. If you have one, pop it into the question box and vote for the ones that you like as well. This one here. Hi, Ben. Thanks for a very interesting presentation. Do you think the Australian court system sufficiently accommodates LGBTIQ domestic violence issues? And do you think the sensitivity to LGBTIQ issues in the court system should be improved?
Look, definitely. I can't speak for all of Australia at the moment. Like I said, we do want to expand to be a national awareness campaign. Speaking from a Queensland perspective, no, it doesn't. We've got courts here that we have safe rooms for victims of domestic violence, but unfortunately, it only allows female victims, which means if we have a female victim and a female perpetrator, that perpetrator of violence can then have access to that victim in the room. On the other side, if it's a male perpetrator and a male victim, both of those people have to sit outside in the general waiting area together where they can be sort of right next to each other and be intimidated or threatened out in that sort of room. So there's definitely a lot more work to be done in courts as well as all other services around Australia.
Incredible. A question here as well. This one from Chad saying, I work with at-risk LGBTQI plus folks who feel mainstream DV services don't address their unique needs. How does LGBTI DVAD work with these organisations?
So that's something that we're going to address. We really want to get in and speak to these organisations, as we did with this year's campaign, and just say, you know, these are the barriers that people have to coming to your organisation. This is what's stopping them. And these are the sort of things that you can do to make them feel comfortable in coming to you for support, and how you can support them appropriately, and give them some sort of ideas of, what they can do.
Fantastic. And just another really quick one before we let you go. This one's from Jenny. Do you work directly with clients?
No, we don't. So we have had the odd question come through, obviously, but thankfully we've got a fantastic network within Australia where we can refer people. So if someone does contact us, we refer them on. But generally, we will be advertising the services that are available throughout Australia, and who people can contact if they do need support, and who is LGBTQ friendly, and where to go.
Incredible. Please spend some time having a read of the chat box, Ben, because obviously there's just a huge amount of gratitude and support for your work and for your story that you've shared tonight. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Good luck. Exciting. Wow. How incredible. How fun and inspiring, really, to hear the stories of our organisations this evening. 3 amazing individuals who are making a real impact in our community. So what was the Beat the Brits is our whole focus this evening. Let's see if we can work together and raise some much needed donations to support their efforts. So this is how the pledging is going to work, and welcome to anybody who this is your first time. If you are like Min and you have done this a number of times, I'm expecting great things from you. But if this is your very first time, we're going to invite an advocate for each program up to the screen to kick off the pledging. Then we're going to open it up to everyone watching. So sit tight for another minute or so. I can tell some of you are itching to pledge already. But what we're going to do is when you make your pledge, you enter your name and the amount that you want into the chat box, and I'm going to read it out. Don't worry if I miss your pledge. Please forgive me. We're going to go back through the chat box after the event and make sure everyone's pledge is counted. We're going to go through each program in the same order that they presented tonight. So save your pledge until we are collecting for that particular program. And when we're done, we'll do a quick second round just in case anyone wants to make any final pledges. All pledges are tax deductible. Pledges start from just $100. There's no upper limit, so please don't be shy. You know, if you've got $10,000 and it's been weighing you down, we can look after that for you. If you're shy though, and you would prefer to give privately, you can either text it to 0406 335 348. That number will be up on the chat screen, or you can make your donation online after the event. And an added bonus, this is the best bit. Pledges, we have a pool of matched funding for this evening. A huge thank you to Give Out, who have contributed $30,000 to the Macquarie Group Foundation. And to the Macquarie Group Foundation for an additional $15,000. That's an incredibly, very generous $45,000 leverage. So every dollar that you put in, up to $15,000 per organisation, is going to be matched. So basically, you are pledging double. And that means you're going to see your donations doubled on the screen as well. So a huge thank you to Give Out and to Macquarie. Now, on top of that, employees from Macquarie Group, Clayton Utes and Canva will also have their donations matched by their employer. If you are an employee of one of these companies, please add your name with your pledges so we can keep track. At TFN, you don't have to be wealthy to be a philanthropist. $100 has as much value here in our community of givers as $5,000. So just give whatever you can to support these incredible causes, and every amount is so joyfully received and will be treated with the love and care that these organisations have spoken about tonight. As always, and in agreement with our pitching non-profits, TFN retains 10% of funds raised to help run our next event. Okay, let's get started with Rainbow Families and their advocate, Kathy Brown. Good evening, Kathy.
Good evening, Jacinta. Thank you, and thank you to everyone who's presented tonight. It's been really fantastic. So my name's Kathy Brown. I'm a gay mum from Sydney, and I am involved with Rainbow Families. I've been involved with Rainbow Families for the past few years, and I first got involved with some of the events that Rainbow Families runs every year, through the disco, through Family Pride, which are fantastic events. But can I tell you, when I was first a mum, Anna's story wasn't based on me, but I resonated with it a lot. That question, who's the real mum? You used to get that all the time. Rainbow Families has been fantastic for me. It's provided me with community, it's provided me with friends, and it's provided my kids with an environment where they can be really confident about their family. And it was particularly wonderful during the plebiscite to be with a community that we would do advocacy stuff, and we'd have a play group at the same time, so the kids would be having their face painted, and it really was that, you know, that dream of raising your kids in a community. I've been involved in over the last 4 years, and I've seen the organisation grow from just a little community group to a professional organisation headed by Ashley, who you heard from before. It does education, resources, hosts resilience camps, runs advocacy, but also is starting up this fantastic new program. The peer support program that it's running, that we're raising funds for tonight, is just fantastic. It's so needed in our community at the moment. You know, as Ashley mentioned, you know, the normal ways that you might interact with community at this early stage just aren't available for people, and so having a buddy, having someone that you could connect with in that way would just be so wonderful. Having someone to help you through understanding how to deal with those questions. You know, is it normal that my kid is waking up 15 times a night? It's just so exciting, and I'm really excited to kick off the pledging tonight for Rainbow Families for this project with $300. And I really encourage absolutely everyone to dig deep and support what is a really fantastic project that's just really going to help our community. Thank you.
Thank you. What a great way to start the pledging this evening. We are at, look at how good it is. We're already up to $600 because of that match funding that we mentioned. Jenny Briggs says she would like to donate $250 to Rainbow Families. Thank you very much, Jenny, for kicking it off as well. Already looks good. Sarah Barker has says Viv Court Trading, $4,000. Oh, hang on. That has to go later. That's for a program later in the evening. But we are very excited to see that, Sarah. I'm sure a note will be made. Brian Mates or Masses, $150. Thank you very much. Phil and Mercedes Slater, $300. Looking for a match from any grandparents online. Thank you, Sarah. That's totally fine. Very good. So any grandparents out there that would like to also pledge to match that $300 of Phil and Mercedes, who are obviously doing a great job. Sean and Mary Matthews pledge $100. Thank you very much, Sean and Mary. Tanya Ra, $100 to Rainbow Families. And look how beautiful, pink and yellow together. You wouldn't think it, but it looks fantastic. Rainbow Families, $3,400. As I said, it is so joyful to see those numbers double when you pledge an amount. Kylie Gwynn, $100 to Rainbow Families. Thank you very much. Colin Biggers and Paisley Foundation has said fantastic Rainbow Families. That's $400. Thank you very much. Samantha Badcock, $100 to Rainbow Families. So happy to be pledging, says Mim, because she's a professional. From Mim and Mike, $500. Thank you very much, Mim Bartlett, this evening. Okay, Sarah, who's brilliant, on behalf of Viv Court Trading, $3,000 to Rainbow Families, which is remarkable. And thank you, Sarah. We liked you jumped out of the gate early for domestic violence awareness, but we're on Rainbow Families, and that is so exciting. Thank you, Sarah. Campbell Vigden, sorry, Campbell, $100 there. Erica Zhong, $100 for Rainbow's Families. Thank you very much, Erica. Kat Faye says $500, and thanks for the work you do, Rainbow Families. Really appreciate it. And Whipper, and I do believe maybe it's Dyer, $200 to Rainbow Families. Thank you very much. Julie has got a $100 proxy from Ros Morgan. If she can find a match from 5 Rainbow Families, I'm sure we can. Phoenix Drew is 7 years old and says to Rainbow's Families, and I'll do Phoenix for you. It doesn't matter who your parents are. It just matters that they love you. Absolutely, $100. Thank you very much, Phoenix. Faith Taylor, Clayton Utes, $100. Thank you very much, Faith. $100 to, we'll do that one later. We'll do the domestic violence ones a bit later on. Matt Kelly says $100 and is a Macquarie Bank staff. Thank you very much. That's for Rainbow Families. Australian Communities Foundation Staff Fund, $500 for Rainbow Families. Thank you. One match for Roz's commitment from me. That's Anna saying $100. So Roz was after more. Roz was after 5, so we've got 1 so far. Very good. Thank you, Anna, for that. Brilliant. Kat has said, well done, Phoenix. Nice to have you here this afternoon as well, this evening. Rickard has said $100 for Rainbow Families. Thank you very much. Rosary, $300 for Rainbow Families, and it's a Macquarie match. We love a Macquarie match. And look at how beautiful our graph looks. Our pink and yellow is looking gorgeous right now. Fantastic. So it's $16,600. And Ashley, you said, yes, I will match Roz's pledge of $100 as a gay dad. Thank you, Ashley. And great to have you pledging there. Lisa George, Macquarie Group Foundation, who couldn't join us tonight but wanted to support these incredible organisations, $150. Thank you, Laura, for putting that through. Anthony Lamb says $100 to Rainbow. We have friends who have definitely benefited and continue to be supported by Rainbow Families. Keep up the amazing work. Shannon says $200 for Rainbow Families. It's a Macquarie match. Thank you very much, Shannon. Thank you very much, Macquarie. And a Rainbow Family. Beautiful. $17,700 is a very good way to start things this evening. $17,700 for Rainbow Families. If you have a, Rosemary says, yay, Lisa, and the Macquarie Group Foundation. Georgia, hi, Georgia. $500 on behalf of Fairer Futures Fund at Australian Communities Foundation. Thank you very much. $100 from Leonie. Thank you, Leonie, for Rainbow Families. Hugo Welke, $100 to Rainbow Families. Bianca Crocker says, me too. $100 to Rainbow Families. This sounds like a great initiative. John Grenshaw, good evening to you, sir. $500. Thank you very much. Olivia Ronnie, or Ronnie, $100 for Rainbow Families in honour of my future rainbow babies. Fantastic. Dione D'Souza, Macquarie, was at $100, please, for Rainbow Families. $100, Nikki Robinson, that's Clayton Utes. And Julie, $500 proxy from the amazing Cynthia Nardi, if she can get a match. They are the terms. Gosh, there's some intense terms, Cynthia Nardi. Can someone match her? $500. Julie's just the messenger. She's saying we need a $500 match at $21,900. Feels good, doesn't it, this evening? Even if you're in Melbourne like I am. I saw a lot of wonderful people from Joy FM as well who joined the chat earlier in the evening. Go Community Radio, go Joy. We love you in this city and right around the place. Of course, you can hear you online. Or, as Andrea suggested, 5 $100 matches for Cynthia, who has made it very clear. Georgia says $100 from Fairer Futures. Thank you very much. Kristen Lark, $100. Thank you very much. It's two. We need 3 more to make Cynthia's dreams come true. We really would like for this to be the deal that gets across the line today. 1 match, says Simon. done it. Simon Davey, Rainbow Families, thank you. Georgie Bright, Byron, $100. Love Rainbow Families. Fantastic, $22,700. It's so wonderful when we see those amounts just double on the screen when we pledge this evening. And a huge thank you for those wonderful supports tonight for that to happen. I think we're close. Do we have one more to go to get our matches together? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, one more for Cynthia to be happy. For one to go. Thank you, Andrea, who's got her eyes on the prize. The English Family Foundation. Thank you very much. $500 on behalf of our own Rainbow family. Daphne Tan says $100 for Cynthia's match. We have 5 in honor of my dear friends Jay and Kay trying to get pregnant. Lots of love. Julie says, oh, thanks, Alan. Beautiful. $23,900. And I tell you what, those colors are making me happy. Those pledges are making me so happy this evening. Rainbow Families, if you have anything you would like to pledge, Cynthia is happy, so said she will throw in another $500. I knew we wanted to make Cynthia happy. I'm so glad we did. An extra $500 from her, and Becky Bauer, $100 to Rainbow Families. Georgina Byron, $2,500 from the Snow Foundation, which just goes bananas because now we're at $30,050. What an exciting thing to have match funding. Yes, Cat Faye. Wow. How exciting. So much joy. I love it when the joy comes through the chat box as well. How wonderful. Congratulations. That is a exceptionally wonderful place. Ashley is there and very happy. So good to see that this evening. $30,050. What we will do is definitely come through for a second round as well, unless you have anything that you else would like to contribute to the Rainbow Families. We will come around one more time if you have anything else that you would like to contribute after we have also had a joyful time with our other organisations this evening. Not 5,800. That's not the total amount that we've raised. Gone. Good. Okay. It is now time for us to celebrate and support Transgender Victoria and their advocate this evening, Karen Field. Karen will be arriving. Otherwise, I will play the role of Karen, which I can do. No, Karen, you're much better at playing the role of Karen.
Thank you. Yes, I'm Karen Field, and I'm the CEO of Drummond Street Services down here in Melbourne, and work very, very closely with Transgender Victoria, particularly over the last 3 years as we've been doing a lot of work in the family violence space for queer community. TGV are the trusted peer organisation supporting the needs and rights of trans and gender diverse and non-binary people and their families. And I know that our trans and gender diverse and non-binary community continue to be overrepresented in poor health and wellbeing outcomes, not just compared to the whole of the community, but even within the LGBTI community. In addition, often they have experienced incredibly negative experiences of help seeking when they attempt to get services. And through COVID, this has been no exception. The COVID for our trans and gender diverse community has only amplified existing inequalities. But TGV mobilised and has been at the forefront of supporting TGD people right across and building the capacity for inclusion within health and wellbeing sectors, raising awareness of trans and gender diverse experiences within community and in families of violence, through training, advocacy, and providing peer support. That's why tonight I'm pledging $1,000 to start the ball rolling. Your support will make a huge difference to both maintaining and expanding this support.
That's a wonderful ball that you got rolling. Thank you so much this evening. And it's so much fun to see that $1,000 pledge has become a $2,000 outcome. Jenny Brigg has said, I'm straight there. $250 for Transgender Victoria. Unleash genius everywhere. Marion Webster, $1,000. Thank you, Marion. Great to see you here this evening. Aaron Field, $1,000 as well. Gosh, is that correct? No, take that back. That was Karen that had done that. So I don't know if we added that, did we? Fantastic, really, really wonderful beginning for this evening. Thank you for your incredible work, says Mim, $500 from Mim and Mike. Thank you very much. Samantha Babcock, $100 for Transgender Victoria. Holly's just said, thumbs up, everybody. Lee Crockford, $100. And no, you do not need to be sorry. A wonderful contribution at $100. Thank you very much. Campbell Vidgen, $200. And that's Macquarie Group. Thank you very much. Oh, it's Sally's birthday tomorrow. I am happy to do a solo song there, but I think we can hopefully wish Sally a happy birthday a little bit later this evening, and maybe a happy birthday in a way of pledging for Transgender Victoria. Holly says you rock. Sarah Barker. Sarah, we love it when you pop up. Thank you very much. $3,000 on behalf of VivCourt Trading. VivCourt Trading. Sarah, thank you. An incredible contribution. Kat Fay says $500. Thanks, Sally, for your leadership. Thank you very much, Kat. Happy birthday, Sally, says Tom. $100 from Georgia Matthews. Happy birthday. Thank you, Georgia. $100, Beck Bridges. Appreciate it. Phil and Mercedes Slater, $300. Thank you. Looking for matches from any accountants out there? I'm certainly not able to contribute in that way. Lisa George from Macquarie Group, $150. Thank you, Lisa, on behalf of Laura. Laura's put that through. Kate has said, happy birthday, Sally, $100 from me. Holly says, $100 from me. Faith Taylor, $100. Clayton Utes, thank you very much, Anna, for putting that through. $15,200 is a nice way to spend a Thursday evening. $100 from Erica. Looking for a match from anyone else who are on lockdown in Victoria. I definitely can join you on that one. Sarah says, many thanks for VivCourt for being an amazing ally for the rainbow community. Yes, absolutely, and huge thank you. Anthony Lamb, $100. Great work, Sally, and happy birthday tomorrow. Let's make sure Sally has a good birthday. That's all we want. And obviously a huge amount of support for Transgender Victoria. $15,600 is incredible already. Julie, thank you, Julie. $200 from Ros Morgan for Sally's birthday. That's one candle looked after. Any others? And there's probably 20 candles that we need for Sally's birthday. Happy birthday match, $100 from Simon Davey. Happy birthday, Sally. How nice, Sally. This is your birthday celebration. $100 from Lockdown, says Dom. Yes, I agree with that. Alan English. So $500 from the English Family Foundation. Thank you very much, Alan. $300 and great work, TGV, from the Colin Biggers and Paisley Foundation. Thank you, Tamara, for putting that through this evening. $18,000 is a wonderful place for us to be tonight, celebrating the birthday of Sally. With the best thing that we could possibly do tonight is raise some money for Transgender Victoria. Christine, thank you, Christine. Happy birthday to Sally, and $1,000 from the Bell Family Fund. Wow. John Grenshaw, $500. Thank you very much, John. That is an incredible contribution. $21,000. Leonie is in lockdown. Leonie, we're feeling you right now. $100. $100 from Sean and Mary Matthews. Thank you very much. Wonder if that means you're also on lockdown. A lot of feelings. Loved Sally's dry sense of humor and her great work. $100 from me. Wow, Christine, Dom, Beck, and Georgia, says Daphne. I do get caught up in narrating your conversations with each other, which is unnecessary but compulsive. I don't know how to stop. It's too much fun. $21,600 is the birthday present that Sally is getting thus far. The wonderful work of Transgender Victoria and comedy skills, you're very right to mention, of Sally. Love you, Jacinta. Daphne, thank you. Sam wants to know if Karen is well. I think Karen seemed really well. Akito Harata, $100, and also mentioning their Macquarie group. Go Transgender Victoria and go Victoria as well. Michael Webster says $500. Thank you, Marion, for putting that through. From Michael Webster, $500. Karen Field says, hi, Sam. Sam. And Sim, wanting to know if Karen was good. Karen says, I'm good. I'm really good. Having a great time. A bit tired. Hard in lockdown is how she's feeling. I don't actually know. I'm just making that up. Happy birthday, Sally. Your work is amazing, says Becky Bauer. And yes, great sense of humor. Love it, $100. Sally, no ticket from Paris to Lyon on the TGV, but $100 from Andrea. Thank you, Andrea. Andrew Walker, Clayton Utes, $100. And just a little comment here. How good are the Webster family? I would agree, Kat. Like a little editorial commentary on the side there. Julie, $100 from me, because I think Sally is just great. Happy birthday. A few more candles to go. Yeah, we need some more candles. Great pitch from Sally. $100 from me, says Ashley. Thank you very much. We're at $23,800. Then Georgina walks into the room and says $1,000 from Fairer Futures Fund at ACF. If we can get it matched with any amounts, $25,800. Can we get it matched? Let's go for the 1,000, but really matching it in any which way would be wonderful. It's my eyebrows, just a bit of eyebrow time. Bree Merahindi says $100, matching Fairer Futures Fund. Thank you very much. Wonderful. ACF. $26,000. Thank you, Bree. We are still matching all the way to $30,000. Australian Communities Foundation staff, $500. Thank you to support you, Fairer Futures. That's already $600 of that. And this one from Sim saying, I think it's an important time in trans history because now certain orgs can do some new sort of stuff with the Trans Youth Org. It's 10 years old. Support wasn't possible in the early days. TGV has grown to be able to help other orgs. Isn't that wonderful? $1,000 match from our friend Cynthia Nade. Oh my gosh, I says. $1,000 is incredible, Cynthia. Thank you very, very much. Sally is out there being celebrated at $29,000. It feels good, doesn't it? But does it feel as good as it could feel if we perhaps reached that wonderful pinnacle of $30,000? $29,000, incredible. David Anthony says, look, I'm going to match Fairer Futures Fund for $100. Thank you, David Anthony. I think we're getting close. But at $29,200, Julie asks a very good question. Can we get to $30,000? Come on. Just little, because we're getting matched. Every dollar that you put down up until $30 is actually, so Georgia has actually been calculating 2 more Fairer Futures matches needed. Brilliant. Let's do it. $29,200. Rosemary says, got it. $200 from Rosemary, and Macquarie matched as well. And Kat Faye says, I'll match another $100, which takes us to $29,000. Christine, oh my goodness, $1,000 from Bell Family Fund. Incredible. And Diana Gray. Hi, Diana Gray. $500 from the 5 Point Foundation, which just throws us over the edge into excitement territory. There is a birthday Sally in our future that I feel like we're going to make really happy. This is what we do it for, is the incredible work of these organizations. It's incredible work. And how much fun is it to work together to get our money doubled? This is so epic, says Holly. I know, it is the best. Transgender Victoria at $31,500. And as Julia said, love the Bell family and 5 Point. You rock. You absolutely do. So nice to know that you're there somewhere in the virtual world, because this is a strange but actually wonderful way for us to connect in this very, very, very difficult time, especially if you're in Victoria. Wonderful. It's fantastic. $31,500. We will whip around again for another round 2 in a moment, but I feel enormously grateful and excited that we have reached that amount. Congratulations. 31,750. Oh, Rochelle. I did miss you. Thank you, Rochelle, very much for your contribution. Look at that, just growing as I sit here musing about the world. $31,750. I think it's a good day at the office. We will come back again, though. Congratulations. So exciting. Yeah, we did add that in, Andrea. Thank you very much. Okay, great work. Let's now see how we can support LGBTQ Domestic Violence Foundation. Let's invite their advocate, Superintendent David Tucker, onto the screen. I can play the role of David too, but I do trust that David is coming through the virtual portal to find his way to the screen to advocate in the only way David knows how. Hi, David.
Hello, how are you, Jacinta?
Good to have you.
Thanks very much. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land upon which we're meeting here today virtually. For me, it's the Turrbal and Jagera people. I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. A number of years ago, I found that I needed to actually get involved in advocating for the rights of LGBTQ people. Up to that point in time, I was comfortable. While I identified with the LGBT community, I felt that it was best to stay low, under the radar. What I saw, however, was LGBTQ people being treated badly. I knew I had to do something. Over the past few years, there's been significant improvements in relation to the way in which LGBTQ people have been treated within society. But one thing that has come to my attention very early in this journey is that there is a lot of domestic and family violence in the LGBT community that is going unnoticed. It was there, but it was invisible. It was not talked about. It was written off as mates or friends having a disagreement or an argument or a fight. So much more needs to be done in the LGBTQ space regarding domestic and family violence. In May this year, that started through the first LGBTQ Domestic Violence Awareness Day. Finally, people are starting to have a conversation about a really difficult topic. That is why I'm pledging $300 to the LGBTQ Domestic Violence Awareness Foundation. You can be like I was a few years ago, comfortable, under the radar, or you can do something now by pledging to this worthy cause. I really encourage you to make the hashtag I'm here for you something that Australia knows and understands. Keep our LGBTQ people safe.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the joy of your tie this evening. There's a lot of love for it. You've got us in the mood for sure. And thank you very much for your words tonight. And a great beginning. We're already at $600. And I've already seen some pledges that have come through. So I will say a huge thank you to Marion Webster, $1,000 from the Webster Fund ACF. What a way to start. So much love for the tie. It deserves so much love. We all want a tie. I want that tie. Jenny Brigg, thank you, Jenny. $525 for LGBTQ domestic violence awareness to make sure that domestic violence support services everyone. Big thanks for David throughout that. And a hashtag I'm here for you, and in brackets that tie as well. Let's begin, or continue, I should say. Sammy has agreed that David spoke beautifully then. $3,650 is where we are already. And this is, Sarah, we were waiting for this moment because you did preempt it. But we say thank you so much. $4,000 from Viv Court just for the tie. And of course all the good work, but also the tie. I know, how inspiring is the tie. Thank you very much, Sarah, for your, and Viv Court, of course, for the contribution throughout the whole evening. Oh, can we get a tie? Tom. Sorry, I've just stopped for a moment. We'll have to get onto the tie. Can we all get a tie, Tom? Phil and Mercedes Slater said $300 looking for a match from anyone not wearing a tie due to lockdown. I think we need to wear ties at lockdown. Tom, everyone can get a tie. This is a side story, but we are focused on that. We need to come back to it. I really want a tie. Claire Murphy, $200 for domestic violence awareness and an extra $50 for the tie. Not to get one, but just to celebrate it, I'm assuming. I have a great supplier, says Tom. Tom, this is another thread of excitement. $100, Alex, from the Keane family. Holly, age 9, is looking for 5 matches. Let us not let Holly down. Holly needs 5 matches of $100. Let's go there. Tax deductible as well, says Tom. Yes, fantastic. Let's get on to that soon. Matching you, Philip, says Mim, for $300 and throwing in an extra $200. This is such important work, absolutely. Dan Yeep says $100, and that's a Macquarie match. Nikki Robinson, $100, and that's a Clayton Utes match. Not wearing a tie match from me at $100. Thank you very much, Anna. Really appreciate it. I'm going to donate $100 for the tie and 9-year-old Holly for sharing her thoughts on TFN for kids. Thank you very much for that, Julie, as well. Rainbow and Indigenous Supply Charity. Great, Tom. Excellent. Jessie Farrance, $100. Thank you, Ben. $100 for domestic violence awareness. Macquarie matching as well. And that one's going out for Holly. Good work, Holly. You've inspired a lot already. Hashtag I'm here for you. $200 from the Stewart family. Thank you very much. I bought the tie in Malta, says David. I love that you're there, David, giving us a little bit of insight into it. Shelley says $100 match for Holly. Thank you, Holly. You've inspired everybody. Colin Biggers and Paisley Foundation will match your $300 for the tie. Amazing. Thank you very much. Mitzi, what a great name. Mitzi Goldman, $100. I want your name, Mitzi. Tom says $150 from Tom Conley. Thank you very much, DCSS Australia Incorporated. $100 match for Holly. Thanks, Leonie. Thank you, Holly. Proxy for Lisa George, $150 and $100 from me also a Macquarie match as well. We're already up to $17,550. $200. We also love the tie, says Anna Gripper. It really was next level moment, wasn't it? Erica says $100, any match from fellow cat lovers. Any match from, that's a question. Any match. If you've got a cat and you love them, I think it would be wrong not to express that through a pledge this evening that matches Erica. Anna says $200 from Murray West at Clayton Utes. Thank you very much, Murray West. $100 to match Erica from my 2 cats. There's a bit of love there, Anthony. Good on you. I got you, Erica, says Cat. Of course you did, Cat Faye. $100. Jackson King, just in time here. $250 from Jackson King. FP, hashtag I'm here for you. I love it. Has a tie ever helped raise so much? Asking for a friend. Love it. I don't think so. I think if we went into some investigation on work that ties have done in our philanthropic world, we wouldn't find much. But we do see that Diana Gray has been incredibly generous. $1,000 pledged from Gray and Martin Kids at the 5 Point Foundation. Thank you very, very much. Brilliant. Anita says because $250 because I also like the name Mitzi. It's a great name. David Anthony, $100 to match Erica. Love the cats or love cats. Are we talking about the Geelong Football Club? Perhaps. If you love the Geelong Football Club as well, I think you fit into this whole thing. Another $100 from Anthony. Can one of my fellow give out team match Anthony? Very good. Samantha Badcock says another $100 for Erica. There's a lot of cat love out there. Jeremy Roth, $200 from me. Thank you, Jeremy. Holly says $100 from me and Kate. Love it. Erica says, I'll throw in an extra $100 on behalf of my cat, Ted. I love that you got a cat called Ted. Wish we could see Ted in the chat box. Oh, very good. $100, Faith Taylor at Clayton Utes. Hi, Faith, in the virtual world via Anna this evening. And Martin Kids, another $100 from me to thank them for TFN Kids Insights. Good on you. My one eye rescue cat loves you all, says Tom. That's beautiful. Anthony, you put out the call and I answer. $100 from me. Team give out. Kate Gardam. Love it. Perfect. Bree Mira Hendy, $100 matching Anthony and give out. Good work, Anthony. Getting a bit of inspiration. Iggy, who's 5 years old, wants to donate $100 to DVA because violence is never okay. Good work, Iggy, and thank you, Nikki, for that as well. David Anthony, $100 matching Anthony for Team Give Out. Mitchell says $100 for another Give Out match. You've inspired Give Out. John Grenshaw, thank you so much. $1,000, John. Your incredible contribution for this whole evening. Wonderful. Alexander Dalton, as a high school student, I unfortunately don't have the spare cash to donate, but as an LGBTQ plus young person, I would like to thank everyone for donating and pledging their support to the community. Thank you. Thank you for being here and supporting this in the way that you are tonight, Alexander. It's greatly appreciated. Alan English says $500 from Rachel English with thanks to Georgia Matthews. Very much. Thank you, Alan. Another $100 from me to Team Give Out. That's Ranja Jiva. Thank you very much for that. $200 on your behalf, Alexander Dalton, from Sammy Stewart. Alexander, good work. You've inspired it. Georgina Byron, $1,000 on behalf of Sydney Women's Fund. Thank you very much. That's 30. I haven't been watching the board. Just been having a really nice time. $30,175. Lots of love coming through for you, Alexander. I hope you're reading those messages. An excellent cause, says Ashley, and wonderful picture, $100 for me. Ashley, thank you very much. $2,000. Alexander, we can help you from the Bell Family Fund. That's beautiful. Thank you, Alexander, for sharing that. It's been wonderful for everybody. Mim thinks so. So does Sally. Sean Matthews has said $100 on behalf of Alexander Dalton and Mary and Sean Matthews. Thank you very much, from Mary and Sean Matthews, I should say. Oh, Alexander, you've inspired so much joy tonight. Thank you very much. Thanks, says Kat, to Ashley. Another $100 from me. Thanks for showing up tonight. Beautiful. Thank you all so much. That's for Alex, not Ashley. That's what Kat meant. But she was thinking about Ashley because Ashley was also the best as part of Rainbow Families. Carolyn Monkton has said, my dog wants to get in on the act, $100 from Carolyn and Maggie the dog. Yeah, I think that is a really important consideration at this point. Cats have been having a great night out. Surely there's some dogs out there that want to get in on the action. Importantly, what's the dog's name? Maggie. Is that a joke? Georgia Matthews. Maggie, what a sweetie. I know, I like Ted the cat too. That's a good name for a cat. Solid, serious cat who's got serious business. $200 from Ros Morgan. Is there a match from anyone for that one there? Lee's just realised that the dog was called Maggie. Yes, no one or no pet excluded, says Tom. True. All pets should be equally loved. $32,775 is so exciting and so heartwarming. Tom wants to include the horse. Yes, indeed, we will. $32,000, I should say, $775. What a place. We have arrived this evening. Andrea has said we'll match with Julie $100. There is a little match going on out there at the moment. We might need 3 more to get ourselves into a good position. And wouldn't it look nice for our numbers this evening if we did indeed? $32,875. I hope my mouth and my face are matching and I'm not delayed. John has said at $100 as well. Thank you via Andrea. I think 2 more for those and we can feel like we've accomplished something incredible. $32,975. Wowzers. Wowzers. It's so exciting to know that our wonderful presenters are out there and seeing this generosity and how exciting it really, really is. Okay, I'm feeling $32,975, which is an awkward number. Hang on. Karen Field is there. Karen, $300 from Drummond Street Service, and we would love to connect with them to join up with the awareness work in Victoria queer family violence, regarding queer family violence. Thank you. Thanks, Karen. So nice. Tom, oh, yes, please. So we had $300 from Karen Field, and now we've got $25 from Tom to help balance the scales, which I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you doing that. And we should say John is the 7th member of the TFN team. Thank you, John, who put in $100 before. $33,300. Those threes look good if you're one of the people like I am who has a look at numbers sometimes. Daphne says, I'm here for you, hashtag Australian Communities Foundation Staff Fund, $500. That's wonderful, Daphne, and wonderful to have. I love that, how you have staff and community and working groups that are contributing, as we see here right across the board. Thanks, Tanya. I really appreciate it. $33,800 is a moment of enormous celebration. Domestic violence awareness has just raised that amount. What's also really exciting is that we are about to go through another final round. Hammer is chipping in $100. We'll just put that on domestic violence awareness to make sure that we've got it. And thank you, Hammer, for that very much. Okay, hang on. Georgina Byron has just put in $2,500 from the Snow Foundation. Love this and love Ben. So that is for domestic violence awareness. It's just so exciting. Thank you, Georgina. It was very good to make sure that we got that in the right spot. Thank you very much, Georgina Byron, because the contribution is incredible. All right. Now, just to make this really clear, what we're going to do is go through a second round, and we'll do it in the same way, just so that we make sure that we are contributing to the organisations that we want to and that we're really clear about it, is we will go in the order that we went through previously. So what we will do is offer up a second round now for Rainbow Families. We're currently at a wonderful amount of $30,050, which is so exciting and so incredible. Georgia Matthews says, go Georgie, all the Georgies in the world. Erica has said, you know what? I've actually got $100 from Ted for Rainbow Families. It's meow. That's actually very funny. It's meow on ever. It's incredible that you made that joke work, Erica, on a chat box. Okay, Karen Field says 1,800 and we'll have 100,000. I don't think Karen is offering to put that in. I think she's just saying, you know what? If we work really well together, it's now 1,700 thanks to Erica. Yes, this is so exciting. All right, let's go. Carolyn says $50 for Rainbow Families from Annie Chester, who couldn't be here tonight but sends love and support. Lee Crockford says $100 to Rainbow Families on behalf of my partner. Anna says a further $1,150 for Rainbow Families from the Macquarie Group Foundation. If all Macquarie staff on this call apply for matching for their Rainbow Family pledges tomorrow, let's just throw it in there. Everybody who's part of that, you know what your job is by tomorrow, that you make sure that you do that. Thank you, Anna. That is incredible. $31,450. Geraldine has said $1,000 to Rainbow Families from Wata Education Foundation. Thank you so much for that. $32,450. And Gripa has says $100 to Rainbow Families from us. Thank you very much. So that's another $100, I should say. Phil and Mercedes Slater, $200. Rainbow Mums, we see you. Beautiful. Thank you very much. Anna says $200 from Dan Fitz at Clayton Utes, which we know is a matched amount this evening. Thank you so much. $32,950. Sorry, Waratah. I apologise too. Geraldine, that was $1,000. We already did it, but just to clear up, that Waratah Education Foundation. Thank you, Geraldine. Marion Webster, thank you. $500 from Webster Fund ACF. Marion and Michael Webster, Hugely appreciate that. 33,450. Neil has said we have raised over $100,000. It's true. Keep me on track here. Way more than Give Out and the Funny Network in the UK. Do you know what? I forgot that was our whole, moving thing. Sorry, I can't speak because I'm excited because we beat the Brits. That's something to go home with tonight. Christine says 2,000 from Bell Family Fund, and thank you. Thank you, Christine. It's such a lovely thing for you to say. How is it not the most exciting thing to be here to see how this is going? Alex has just said another $2,500 from the Snow Foundation for Rainbow Families. Can we get a match with any amounts? Carolyn says beating the Brits. Are we what? How do we celebrate this in front of them somehow? Fairer Futures will put in $200 for the Snow Foundation match. Thank you so much. That's incredible. $38,150 raised for Rainbow Families this evening. Kate and I will put in $100 for the Snow Foundation match. Thank you very much. Holly, who hit send too soon before. Tanya has said $100 to Rainbow Families, challenging Macquarie to match, as I was a former long-standing Macquarie staff member. Do it. Do it, Macquarie. Kat, thank you so much. Another $100 from me for Snow Foundation. Someone's keeping track of this, aren't they? Anthony says, I'm a Brit, and I love that we've beaten the Brits. I really hope. We love you. Of course we do. We love everybody. Anna says $400 from the Clayton Utes Foundation, matching all the Clayton Utes donations to Rainbow Families. Thank you, Anna. Faye says $100 match from me from my sister's Rainbow Family. Beautiful. $38,850. Oh, gosh, I love this. This is so much fun. What else? Why don't we do this every night together? As you might have seen, I've seen what you've seen. Rob Caldoulis, who is an incredible, incredible contributor to so many organisations. I'd like to pledge $10,000. That should cover the Snow Foundation. I think so, Rob. This is just a moment of intense silence and OMG, says Kat. Let's just sit here for a moment and be in enormous gratitude for that. Such incredible generosity. It always makes me feel enormously emotional to see just 48,000. Tamara Sims has just said, I just screamed. She question marked that, but I think that's a statement with an exclamation mark. So much love, as there should be right now, for everybody and their contributions, but to Rob Caldoulis for that incredible contribution. And I love it when Rob skates in and just says, you know what, I've got $10,000 and I would love to put it there. Thank you so much. Yes, a fabulous philanthropist is the correct description. Tanya has done 3 faces. I can be your emoji communication this evening as well. I don't know what to say. $48,950, and that takes us to a beautiful, beautiful place for Rainbow Families this evening. I think we will say, you're very funny. Georgia says, someone give Rob a tie. I feel like I want to make Rob a tie. Oh, for sure. Okay, let's do it. Thank you very much. Let's say thank you, $48,950. We will leave Rainbow Families there, and we will say thank you so, so, so much. Thomas said yes, Rob gets a tie. Rob gets a tie. All right, let's move to our second round. We'll come back and celebrate that again in a moment, of Transgender Victoria. Who could forget beautiful Sally this evening and the wonderful work that is being done, and advocated earlier. Karen Field, who's with us, who has been supporting everything this evening, also spoke. Rob is up for the tie. that's just joy in of itself. But let's focus now. Transgender Victoria, well, up to our second round, $31,750, which is already just such an incredible amount of money this evening to be celebrating. Taking pledges now for Transgender Victoria, round 2. I'm feeling just so happy. We're still talking about the tie, but we will get onto that in a moment. Transgender Victoria, Karen Field spoke to us earlier about the incredible work and how regarded the work of Transgender Victoria is right across the sector and across many words. Tom saying there, we're still going there. Transgender Victoria, if there's any more that we might be able to find for ourselves for our round 2, $31,750. We're at Transgender Victoria right now. Yes, Transgender Victoria. Andrea got a bit excited and said, we're doing round 2. We're not. It's definitely Transgender Victoria. It is very strange for me to sit here and talk to you via I feel like we're actually having a conversation, which is possibly a disturbing reality for me, but it's very, very, very nice. Let's get on that train, says Carolyn Murchison. And yes, Anna has toot on the Transgender Victoria train. It's an in-joke now. That's our in-joke. Most people go, why are they talking about a train for? Anna says a further $750 donation from the Macquarie Group Foundation to Transgender Victoria. If all current Victorian Macquarie staff on this call apply for matching for the Transgender Victoria pledges tomorrow. That's your job. Erica says, we are. Oh, we're on the train? Erica, is that where we are? Yes, fantastic. That's a really contribution. $32,500 for Transgender Victoria this evening. Thank you, Anna. Macquarie Group Foundation, incredible. Of course, it's just so wonderful to be seeing these enormous figures this evening. And as Karen Field says through her chat box this evening, please give generously, folks, so that TGV can expand their support of so many trans people, children, young people, and their families. Phil and Mercedes Slater, thank you very much. Another $200 just to get some momentum. That's what we need, a bit of momentum as well. $100 from Andrew Walker at Clayton Utes. $100 from Erica. More for Transgender Victoria. Any lawyers, current, former, or reformed, to match for that amount, $32,900. I, Jacinta Parsons, would like to put in $100. Nothing to do with being a lawyer, but I just would like to put down $100 for Transgender Victoria this evening. Julie says $100 from my amazing team at TFN. If I could add a few hundred zeros for their brilliance, I would. Indeed, I agree with you, Julie. It's $33,100 this evening. Anna Pavlik says $300 from Clayton Utes Foundation in matching staff donations. Thank you, Anna, very much. Alexander says, as a trans person, I would absolutely love to be able to donate. TGV is an amazing organisation. Well, you know, Alexander, we have loved you being here with us this evening. Yeah, you wrote that down. Jacinta, $100. Thank you, Julie. Oh, it's good to put it in the chat box so that you can look back later. That's a good plan. Very, very good. $33,400. Who can match me? Got you, Alex, says Kat. $200. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alexander, says Sally as well, who is there with us as our train gag continues this evening. $33,600. An incredible work of Transgender Victoria. We're almost going to close our second round for Transgender Victoria. If you have anything hidden in the couch, it is now. It is the time to do it. But Alexander says thank you. Transgender Victoria. Fantastic. $33,600. Oh, hang on, Julie says, $100 from my dad in Dublin because he has a bit of a crush on you, Jacinta. Hello. Yeah, that's very exciting. This is Rob saying, I had some of my best nights at the Taxi Club, so in memory of that fine institution, I'd like to top them up by $16,000. Rob! That's what's happening. Who was screaming before? Oh my goodness. Carolyn, $100 for Alex and Jacinta from Carolyn Moncton. Thank you very much, Carolyn. That's wonderful. And the excitement of the Rob mic drop. I love a Rob mic drop. It is so exciting. Legend Rob. Sarah says, that's my boss. Because VivCourt training, of course, as well, contributing throughout the evening. Oh, as Anthony says, OMFG, get Rob a rainbow suit. Alan says, Tessa has a crush on Julie's dad, so she's going to add $100. Thank you very much. Kate says, Rob, you make my heart sing. Rob, OMG, that is so great for us. At TGF, that's Rochelle coming through. Min Bartlett has put down 15 exclamation marks. That's so exciting. Rob is definitely getting a tie. And if we can manage it, we will all sit at a table and sew Rob a suit, all by hand. Amazed by Rob and VivCourt generosity tonight. Incredible. Oh, I look forward to speaking to Sally a bit later because Sally has just gone for, forget the vino, I've just gone for another shot of bourbon. Holy gender diversity. Thank you, Rob. That is wonderful. It's just so much fun just to sit in the joy of this, although we are at $49,900, if I could be cheeky about that. Oh, Tom says, count on us with the suit creation. We've just made a whole thing this evening. Well done, Sally, says Tanya. We're at $49,900. I know. It's just so close. Okay. Faye, thank you. Faye Robinson says, love to make it an even $50,000. $100 from me. Let's just have a look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? Transgender Victoria, $50,000, and wonderful Sally, who we hopefully will be speaking to a little later. We'll be doing that later. We'll work that out in a minute. Okay. Oh, I feel like I need to have a shot of bourbon with Sally. That's how I feel right now. It's just so much emotion. Too much emotion. Let's go now very clearly. We've said thank you very much, Transgender Victoria. Now we very clearly move to domestic violence awareness. Currently, we are sitting at a wonderful amount of $36,400. Hugo, I am wondering if you could just be clear if that $100 from you is for domestic violence awareness. And we thank you very much for your contribution. This evening, domestic violence awareness is on our round 2 and we are ready to go. What an awesome bunch of people. Yes, even though this is happening virtually, it feels delightful, doesn't it? Andrea has drawn a line in the sand, now taking pledges for LGBTQ domestic violence awareness. You are right this time, Andrea, correct. Hugo from Canva, thank you very much. Oh, it hurts sometimes to be doing this because I get a sore head from smiling and feeling so much joy. $36,400 at the moment for domestic violence awareness. If you have, as I say, a running gag, a little bit of cash down the side of the couch, maybe grab it now for our second round. Samantha, hitting any TFN records here? I know, at $135,350. They're good numbers. I'll tell you again. I love a good number symmetry, but I think we're about to change them. $36,400 is where we are sitting currently with domestic violence awareness. And Ben, who shared such an incredible story. And of course, the tie that inspired, well, it inspired so much this evening, worn by David Tucker earlier this evening, only moments ago. It'll stay with us for life. You've started something, David, something very, very good. And hopefully there is a suit. Is there a suit? Well, Tom thinks that there can be one. But the tie and also the beautiful ribbon, beautifully put together tonight. Thank you, David. Samantha. Oh, yeah, good question. Phil and Mercedes Slater, thank you very much for your momentum. $200 for another crack at momentum. You are the momentum makers, and I thank you very much for kicking us back into gear. $36,600. So good to have everybody here this evening. LGBTQ plus fundraising is hitting records, I'd say. Why is this one of the most underfunded areas? $1,000 from Cynthia Nadai. respect. And she's wanting to know any matches, which we absolutely love. Carolyn says, I've got some in-kind donations from peeps who couldn't be here tonight. $150, $70 in total from Trevor Evans, $50. Wayne Porritt, $50. Gail Walters, $50. And Rebecca Norman, $20. I don't know how well I did in terms of putting the amounts with the people, but thank you to every one of you who've contributed. Yeah, Kate Gardam, I do love the momentum starters as well. And it says $400 from Clayton Utz Foundation to match our pledges, our people's giving. And good on you, Anna, for keeping up with all of that this evening. It's quite hard. $38,170 is fantastic. Tamara Sims says, no, let's do more. $200 from Colin Biggers and Paisley Foundation. That tie and the great work. How about Clayton Utz matches that one? So Anna will definitely organise a match of that. I'll give mines, give a like, Tamara. That's beautiful. $38,370 is where we are currently with domestic violence awareness. Love that collaboration. A further $550 from the Macquarie Group Foundation. If all Macquarie staff on this call apply for matching for their LGBTQ DV pledges tomorrow. Thank you, Anna, for your work in keeping up to date with all the things that are happening this evening. That's $550, which is fantastic. Georgia Matthews, thank you very much. $200 from Fairer Futures Fund at ACF. Greatly appreciate the incredible generosity this evening. And Tanya Ra has just done that with the love hearts on the eyes. Thank you. Thank you, Rosemary. Another $500 to match Anna. And that's a Macquarie donation this evening as well. Wonderful. $39,620 is where we are at with domestic violence awareness. $138,570 is a really lovely way to spend a Thursday night. Incredible, incredible work. Jay says $200 from Jay Greensill. So proud of you, Ben. And so much love, Ben. I hope you've gone through and had a look at all the comments that were made when you spoke this evening, because it's so powerful, and that visibility of domestic violence is just so vital. Kat says, you know what, $100. Any give out day, folks, matching? Of the way Kat has just been here. Momentum building is what Kat does. Geraldine says $1,000 from Waratah Education Foundation if we can get some matches. Indeed, let us do it at $40,920. Julie says $100 from me to Ben, and thanks for sharing his story so beautifully. Georgia Samantha says, shout out to Fairer Futures generosity tonight. To Georgia, thank you very, very much for all of that. This one, if in Melbourne, this is your best night in lockdown. How much fun. I even put on a sparkly top just to enjoy my night in. Too good. I'll match you, Kat. Mitchell, another $100 from me. David Anthony, another $100 because of Ben's awesome story. $41,020. $41,120. Georgia Matthews says, come on, $100 from me as one of the give out day folks. Thank you very much. Kat says legends, Mitch and GM. Okay, I think we are at somewhere wonderful. Domestic violence awareness at $41,320. Are you done? Are you silent this evening? Aiden says no. $100 from Queer Family in the Northern Rivers. Thank you very much, Aiden, for that contribution to domestic violence awareness this evening. Rob, my brother, who lives in Amsterdam and is married 20 years to his boyfriend, wants me to pledge $7,000 on his behalf, and I'll top it up to $10,000 in total. Rob, he also wants me to pitch his sauna in Amsterdam. If you're ever traveling through, yes. Rob, $51,420 in huge gratitude to Rob Caldulos and his brother and his brother's boyfriend. Oh no, married to the boyfriend. So husband, married Brilliant. Congratulations. That is just incredible. And I love it. I love all the joy that comes through after a Rob Caldoulis mic drop, which is just so exciting. I just want to sit in it for a moment because we've had some other beautiful contributions come through, but thank you very much, Rob Caldoulis. And that incredible contribution was taken us to $51,520. Rachel Hambleton says $100 from me too, with a love heart. Thank you so much, Rob. Sorry, Rachel. Thank you, Rachel. $100. Mim has just thrown down more exclamation marks than she did last time, and that is saying something. So much joy. Marion Webster, $1,000 from Webster Fund. Michael Webster, thank you so much. That's an incredible extra contribution that you're making this evening. Thank you very, very much, and so much love and excitement for the contributions this evening. Tanya has said $100 to DVA, please. That takes us to $52,720. Gobsmacked. It could be Rob smacked. Is that funny? That's my joke, and I can just make them. And Hugo says $100. DVA is doing a brilliant job. Thank you very much, Hugo from Canva. Oh my gosh. $52,720. So Tom has said, please take it up to another extra $80 so that we get to $52,800. Thank you, Tom. I have the same issues as you may have when it comes to uneven numbers. Marion says $50 to Rainbow as well to get us to somewhere really lovely. Is that okay to do that? Lovely, Laura. Ted laughed. Ted laughed. Ted the cat laughed. Very good. Tom's pledge of $80, which we did to round it up. We've got that. So much exciting. Yes. Lots of, what did Kat say? Hang on, everyone's agreeing with Kat. Kat's just wonderful and saying everything's great. Okay, is this where we are at? $52,800 for domestic violence awareness. That has taken our evening to $151,800. I think I am overwhelmed by the experience of this evening. So good. I'm just keeping my eyes on everything and making sure that we are all done and we are all dusted. Anyone hate the 40s like me? Can't we get to the 50s for Rainbow? Oh, I hear what you're saying. Just a tiny little reflection moment, if we may, to wonder that while we're with the Rainbow families, we're at $49,000. It's a cheeky question. I'm only asking it because beautifully Julie McDonald has suggested that we may ask that question. So we need $1,000 more for the Rainbow families. Lee agrees that we should go to ask that question. And it's lovely. Joanne has said, as an LGBTQI plus woman, I'm loving watching this. Oh, so good. Yes, it's a good suggestion, isn't it? Everyone's in agreement that we just mill over the Rainbow families for a moment. If anyone might have just a little something, a little bit each, and that's how we, this is how we actually do this whole thing. $151,800 is a contribution from everybody this evening, putting in amounts of money. So we're looking at Rainbow families right now. Kat has said 100 from me. Can someone match? Kat, you're a good soul. $49,100. Here, Kat and TFN. Holly says Kate and I will match you, Kat. So that takes us to the 2. Geraldine, $500 from the Waratah Education Foundation. Sean, thank you, Geraldine. Thank you, Waratah Education Foundation. Sean says $100 to match Kat. And Samantha Babcock has also said, I'll match that with $100. Kat, we are so close. And Julie's done it. $100 matching the amazing Kat Faye. Bry's also matched it, which just takes us over and makes us safe there as well. It's so good. I'm enjoying it too, Megan Williams. It's such an amazing concept. And it's quite unbelievable how close we all feel. I feel, you know, Mim is so, I'm matching it and in for a $200 to honour our beautiful gay son who we adore to the moon and back. That's beautiful. $200. So we're safely in the fives. Yes, Chad, everyone, the generosity and the love and the kindness and the joy that is shared in these events is sort of something to behold very much. Everyone's happy with him. Thank you so much. Oh, it's so good. Thank you. So I think we are, I don't even think, we are in just such a wonderful position. Yes, let's get, this is my favorite bit. We've seen this wonderful demonstration of the power of what we can do together. It's always so emotional because it is just an incredible thing to see that we can make this event pass on to the work of the incredible people that we've met tonight. So we're going to bring up our presenters just to say thank you and congratulations. Rainbow Families, Ashley, who we spoke to earlier, and how exciting. Ashley!
This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I thought we'd be lucky to get $20,000, and then we got to 30, and I thought, oh, this is great. And then we got to 40, and I was thrilled. And now we're at $50,000. So thank you, everyone that has given money tonight. It's absolutely amazing. I'm blown away by the generosity in the room, and I'm thrilled to have been able to take part in this wonderful evening. So thank you.
Look, it is just so exciting and congratulations, and we wish you all the luck in the world, Ashley, with the work that you're doing, and it will be exciting to get some updates on how Rainbow Families is supporting Rainbow families in the experience of family loving. Now, very exciting to welcome back as well Sally from Transgender Victoria, and we can now, as our in-joke, go toot toot to Sally and to say congratulations and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Well, I'm just really feeling in time here. To you. Happy birthday, dear Sally. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sally.
Oh, look, thank you, everyone. It's the happiest trans birthday ever. No, I haven't had 3 bourbons, as I've been saying in the chat. Seriously, I'm a bit like Ashley, blown away. I'm just so moved by the support for all the organisations. I really want to honour Rainbow Families and you know, and DFV, because what they're all doing is great, and we'll all be able to do it better. And you know, this will say. All of this for all 3 of us will save at least 1 life tonight, no doubt, and that's possibly the biggest thing of all. Thank you. Todash, Spadaba, gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, how wonderful and joyful to celebrate Sally's birthday with a $50,000 contribution to the work of Transgender Victoria. And now, so excited to see Ben, who brought to us the wonderful domestic violence awareness. Ben.
Hello.
$52,800. Congratulations.
Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much to everyone that has pledged their support tonight. And congratulations to Transgender Victoria and Rainbow Families. Absolutely stoked. Been texting in a group chat along the way with the board of the foundation, and everyone is just absolutely over the moon. There's been tears. There's probably going to be more tears after when we go for a drink. But just, I cannot thank everyone enough. It's been absolutely incredible.
Ben, we can't thank you enough, as you saw in the chat, and obviously the support shows the enormous excitement and support for the work that you're doing. Congratulations. Doesn't it feel good? How lovely to have spent the evening with you and this wonderful thing. I'm just looking at all the messages. Please, for all the presenters, look through some of the congratulations and excitement for what has happened. And of course, thank you so much to everybody who joined us this evening. What you can do now is go to TFN's website to fulfill your pledge at thefundingnetwork.com.au. Look for a link in the chat box, which you'll see coming up right now, or tomorrow keep an eye out for an email that we will send you with the link as well. The email will also outline the other ways that you can support tonight's charities with in-kind, and we saw some of those questions earlier this evening, or pro bono support, even if that is rainbow tie. When you fulfill your pledge on the TFN website, there is an option to donate to support our work at the Funding Network. Any gift, large or small, will help us to continue to run events like this and support grassroots non-profits. Thank you in advance for any gift that you might be able to make for us as well. So if you enjoyed tonight, please share it on social media using our handles, and we'll also send you a link to tonight's stream so you can share with your networks and encourage others to support through an extended campaign over the next 2 weeks. We'll be updating you on the impact of your support over the coming weeks and months. Thank you again so much. It's just incredible to see the amounts of money that are doubling when people are pledging. To our event partners, Give Out and Macquarie Group Foundation for your very generous match funding. To Clayton Utes as well and Canva for your support. We cannot thank you enough. And until we meet again, thank you for your time, your generosity, your enormous humor, your cats, Ted, the dogs, the hilarious things that you are doing as we're having this wonderful evening together, because this is what it's all about. It's about community and being together to support and to raise money in the way that we have. It's just wonderful. Please stay safe. Have a great evening. And thank you very much for joining us.